Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sara aka Segen and today I'm going to show you a rather special video. In fact, Ohuhu kindly sent me 2 of its products and I can't wait to test them out in this new bullet journal setup. But before we get started, remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, activate the bell and leave a comment down below. I always enjoy reading your impressions. And now let's get started. This collaboration was a complete surprise. I had already heard of Ohuhu, their products always seem to be of good quality to me, but now I can get a first-hand, therefore more precise idea. I was sent a set of colored markers and the fine line drawing pens. Inside the black packaging you can find 100 markers in different colors, cards that allow us to swatch them one by one along with a matching number, a legend of the entire set and some spare tips. First of all, I would like to show you the performance of the colored markers on my whole bullet journal paper. They are very comfortable and I love their brush tips. You can make shades with these markers, but for particularly heavy ones, I recommend using a thicker paper because, as you can see, here the color is visible on the other side of the page. This made me a bit cautious throughout the process, so you won't see particularly heavy shading in this video. Instead, I opted for overlapping layers of color, light shading and merging them with the gouache technique. You may have already noticed this, but the colors on the legend do not exactly match those on the markers on paper, and this confused me a bit. Let's take the first 3 reds as an example. On the paper they look very similar, although slight differences could be seen. On the legend, however, the differences are much more obvious. The second one should be much darker than the first and the third, but in reality this is not exactly the case. This aspect is not particularly helpful when it comes to distinguish between the colors, as well as their arrangement and numbering. In my opinion, it would have been more useful to arrange them according to a chromatic scale. There would have been a more visual order and would have helped to find the colors more quickly. Despite these flaws, I found these markers to be the best I've used so far. I think that the fine line drawing pens are very good. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I also used them in the September video. If you are curious, you can have a look. Obviously, there are different sizes, and in some cases the type of tip could also vary, going from the finest to the large brush one. And now that we've seen the new materials we are going to use in this video, let's get started. Around this time I rewatched Gilmore Girls after a very long time. I needed a chill and cozy series I'd already seen to put on in the background while I carried out my projects. I don't know about you, but it's something I do to avoid being distracted, but without giving up on having someone talking, just like a radio. Other times I put on audiobooks, YouTube videos or lives on Twitch. At this time, however, I thought about getting back into this series that I had liked at first, but from season 4 onwards I think it started to disappoint me non-stop. I no longer felt pleasure in watching it, I just felt the bitterness in my mouth. For this reason, I think I will continue to watch it until these feelings come back. I just want to remember the best of this beautiful series. I love the town the stars hollow, not only because of the association with the stars that I love so much, but because of the nature, the town environment with all its features, the people who know each other and help one another. Of course, I wanted to open the month of October with the gazebo in the town square, which has become a symbol not only for the town, but also for the entire series. I love how it's decorated in every season. I wanted to start with a base of gouache, precisely because at the beginning I was a little worried that the markers might bleed through the paper. Spoiler, they didn't. I was very careful with the pressure and the type of shading. I recommend that you don't press too hard or for too long when shading. If you don't feel particularly confident with this type of paper, or if you actually want to create more important shades, draw on a thicker paper and then paste it into your bullet journal. It's up to you, experiment and find the grammage that suits you best with these markers and your expressive needs. I decided to gradually overlap the same colors to create light veils of shadows on the objects, and then switch to a slightly darker color to create a more incisive shadow. I started with a very light base and I gradually progressed to darker details. Probably the things I liked the most were the pumpkins, of course, the yellow tree on the left, and the reds. On the right page, I decided to make 3 simple pumpkins and a garland that recalls the one hanging on the gazebo columns. Obviously, I used the font of the title of the TV series for the October lettering. Regarding the colored markers, I can say I'm satisfied. Colors are bright and can gradually get darker by simply overlapping layers of the same color. Obviously, I will experiment more with the shades in the future, perhaps in future videos and on other kinds of paper. The brush tips and the ability to not immediately bleed through the paper are 2 points in their favor. Improvements to be made, however, are the arrangement of the colors in the box and the legend which, as we have seen, shows different colors from the ones actually present. As a bit tracker, I thought the association with Lux Bar, where each cup corresponds to a different habit, could have been perfect. Plus, I have things for mugs. I love that Lux Bar is an important meeting point for the story and the community. I really like it. It's a kind of safe place. In this first interlude between Sunday and Monday, I drew a pile of books that should represent Rory's passion for books and also my own, but without forgetting a touch of autumn. On the next double page, however, I recreated Mrs. Patty's school sign and, of course, a pile of pumpkins. I have to say that I really like the final result. Question: what is your favorite place in Stars Hollow? Or what is your favorite place you like to visit in autumn? Unfortunately, I haven't yet found a special place, but there are many little things to fully enjoy this season, like getting a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks, decorating my studio, or walking on the bike path that runs along the fields. I would love to visit those places full of yellow, red, and orange painted trees, especially the American ones. Finally, I pasted a mood board I created on my computer into the app pages. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that it gave you some inspiration. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel so you won't miss the next ones coming up, activate the bell and write down below in the comments what's your favorite thing about Ohuhu and or Gilmore Girls. I really can't wait to read all your thoughts. See you soon in the next video. Bye!